was the most improved offensive line thus far this offseason?
I'm going to make it easy for you. You just play the clip of one of them. It's got to be the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they were able to do during the draft. And what I love about this is sometimes teams will, draft a position that's a position of need, and then they say this is okay, all right, check that off the box. We got that. We're good to go. The Steelers could have done that after drafting Troy Fautanu in the first round. But when Zach Frazier was available for them in the second, you got to jump on it. When Mason McCormick's available for you in the fourth, you got to jump on it. You take into account what they added last year with Broderick Jones. That is 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen that could all be new over the last calendar year, which is kind of what they needed, because last year, the only offensive lineman on the Steelers that had a PFF overall blocking grade above 70 was just Isaac Sumelo. So they needed some new life. They needed some new juice. And I love what the Pittsburgh Steelers were able to do with their offensive line this offseason.
And why not load up on a position that was a position of strength in the 2024 draft? They do just that. We'll go over to the defensive side. What about cornerbacks? Who really got the job done there?
Detroit Lions, and they really needed it. Talking about teams like you just said that really could capitalize on a good class, that's exactly what Detroit did. And when you get a whole offseason view from them, all right, trading for Carlton Davis, signing Meek Robertson, bringing back Emmanuel Mosley, but then trading up for Terrion Arnold, and then going after your guy, still doubling up once again with Ennis Rakestraw Jr. in the second round. Loved it from this team. And when you look at Detroit, what's going to get them over the hump into that Super Bowl, hopefully with a Super Bowl trophy? It's improving that coverage unit. They had above 70 grades as a team in both run defense and pass rush, but a 51.4 overall grade last year in coverage. So the only guy who had a coverage grade above 55 was actually just Brian Branch. So a lot of new faces in the secondary, 2 guys that they drafted that they should be really excited about. Those are Lions fits. So this is without a doubt one of the most improved units in the NFL.
So good news for the Steelers and the Lions. Let's get to some of the least improved units who didn't really measure up considering the opportunity. Who would that be?
So I want to start with the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I felt like this was another team with a big-time corner need, and I don't feel like they addressed it the way they needed to really get over the hump, get back to winning that division, get back into the playoffs, and be a serious playoff contending team. Now, they drafted Jerry Jones, and I like Jerry Jones, but the thing about him is he kind of struggled as an outside corner. Last year, elite coverage grade as a slot defender, but they got to bring up that player, right? They got Darnell Savage. They've got Antonio Johnson. Like, they have those players for the slot. They really needed a solid outside corner opposite Tyson Campbell, especially with Darius Williams no longer on the team. So I know they signed Ronald Darby, but this was one of those areas where I felt like the Jags could have gone corner in the first round. They don't do that, and they don't even do it in the second round. And even the guy that they got, I feel like it's just more of a slot receiver, which is valuable. But for this specific Jags team, I wanted to see an outside corner addition for them, and they just did not make one that was super impactful in my opinion.
Yeah, it was at a position where you guys can make an impact, and certain narratives might suggest that you guys at PFF do not care about running backs. Let's dispel that. Who could have done more at that position?
Well, we were asking the Dallas Cowboys to improve the running back position a little more. Even us here at PFF need to see a little bit more in the running back room than what's currently there. I mean, you got Ezekiel Elliott, but Elliott's coming off of the lowest rushing grade that he has had in his career in 2023. So he looks like the bell cow back. Now, I understand all of the rumors are probably true that the Cowboys wanted Jonathan Brooks from Texas. He wasn't available for them in the draft. The Carolina Panthers sniped him right from underneath their noses before they were able to come out on the clock, I should say. But I felt like there was going to be some sort of contingency plan to get a running back. Now it's just Ezekiel Elliott, it's Rico Dowdle, it's Deuce Vaughn. I mean, they need more from this running back room, or at least they need one of those guys to step up in a way that we have not seen yet. So we thought the Cowboys were really going to go after a bell cow back, and it just did not happen this draft. So that's why that's one of the most least improved units that we have in the league.
Well, maybe it's just honesty, Trey, because we came in the last season and the idea was Mike McCarthy doesn't want to run the ball. Maybe that's just the admission from the Dallas Cowboys. We'll see how things go. You guys ranked all 32 draft classes on the stock exchange. Go check that out. Thanks to Trevor Sikkema of PFF joining us here on Total Access.